Hello, welcome to the newest episode of the Three Knobheads with me, Ben.
Me, Sam.
Me, Josh.
And me, Corn.
I'd like to kick off with the comments.
Okay, not many, because not many of you have actually listened to this show. We've got a couple. We've got one from Train Spotter, Train.
Pretty sure it's cool.
That's the longest name everyone's ever put. It's just glad it's back. Really enjoyed every episode you've done, which is 2. So putting both episodes would have also sufficed. And we've got one from Gabriel again saying, loving the show, guys, but he wants us to record them, which we're considering doing, or doing some animation, which we are not doing. We're not.
No. He can animate for us.
Yeah, if he's an animator and he wants to waste his
and he
time.
wants to pay us money for him to animate.
But, yeah.
And if it's not like a flip book of different penises, then because if it's that, we're not going to put it on.
We're not buying into that. Not yet, anyway. And
Last resort.
Views haven't dropped that low.
when they do, then the cocks will get us back up. Okay, so yeah, that's all the comments. This is part 2 of our Drunken Shenanigans series, and Ben's kicking us off with Boxer Run.
Alright, so we're at a party and Josh was there, Colm was there as well, and about 2 years ago we were at a party.
No, yeah.
I was going to say, Ben, this party wasn't 2 years ago.
No, a separate party. We were camping in Ben's garden.
You're setting the scene for this.
We were camping in Ben's garden.
Prologue.
It was Ben, me, our editing man, and another.
It was, four boys in a tent. It was
Testing out his new tent, we'd like to point out. It wasn't
Testing it out.
just
Sometimes I'm glad I don't get invited to all
saying
this
how
shit, just to say.
saying how cosy it was, you could say.
But it was almost too cosy because it was far too warm in there. And I mean, we'd already stripped down to our boxers.
4 boys in their boxes, testing out a tent in my garden.
But it was just too warm for us, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was getting really warm. So we were in our boxes and we all kind of stood outside the tent.
I don't know where this is going.
1 o'clock in the
I'm glad I
morning.
weren't there.
And I think it was Josh who asked whether anyone had any margarine. No. That was later.
Yeah, that's for another episode.
No, that didn't happen. Well, not yet.
If it gets us views, it did.
So we stood outside a tent in about 1 o'clock in the morning. We were like pretty bored, don't feel like going to sleep. And we were like, oh no, let's go for a run in our boxes. Just like kind of like an adrenaline thrill thing, just run round the neighbourhood 1 o'clock in the morning wearing nothing but our boxes.
But we bottled it back then.
Yeah, then we pussied out.
But 2 years later,
with the help of our best friend, alcohol, we succeeded in our quest. At a party, it was about us, me, Josh, and then this time Corn, and about 4 other lads. There were girls at this party as well, so not quite as queer.
we were utter bitches for hiding our clothes in the latter part of the story.
Indeed. Which resulted in many photographs being taken.
Especially of Corn's legs. And
which won't be released to the public.
Unless you're willing to pay for them.
I
Get
know,
your Corn 2014 calendars now.
But yeah, it was about 1 o'clock, as Ben says.
Yeah, it's about 1 o'clock again, and we're just like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's actually go for this run.
And we did.
And we did. We stripped down to all of us to our boxes. Then we walked out the front door. And then we went for a jog around the neighbourhood. And away, we weren't expecting to bump into anyone.
Being 1 o'clock in the morning
Except
and all.
a local paedophile.
But first of all, about like a minute or 2 after jogging around, we bumped into like some family or some couple or whatever getting home from some late night party or whatever it was, and like some of us didn't even notice, but then like one of the group actually kind of slowed down, looked at them, just stood there in his boxers and smiled, kind of went hello, and then just carried on. It was a bit weird. Anyway, so we're halfway round, but like we're just about to get back to the house from going round the neighbourhood, and then we go past a car, and I didn't think anything of it at the time, but apparently there was a kid in there,
A young man.
a young man, with his girlfriend.
They were up to no good, shall we say, or about to be. Except the excitement was ruined by the sight of about 7 lads at the middle of the night, their boxers, they're probably the cock slapping up and down as they ran. And although it turned him on a bit, apparently the girl wasn't quite up for it after.
Well, we don't know, but I'm guessing it was a bit of a cut block.
And I think we're proud of it.
So anyway, so we get back to the house, and then the lad whose house it is, as we walk through the door, his dad is just stood there with a look of complete
disappointment,
anger, and annoyance, just looking at us, just like, what have you done?
Do you remember the one thing that dispelled the anger, though?
Yes,
almost?
I do. He's
Yes,
looking at
I was a bit slow.
Face,
and
thinking, why are you walking into the house at 1 o'clock in the morning and wearing nothing but your underpants?
And we were all our boxes on, but Corn, who was the last in, went a different route.
The thing is, not anticipating, stripping down to a boxers and running around the neighbourhood. I hadn't chosen a particularly
tighty whities, I think.
I had tighty whities on, and
on the front.
and yeah.
Yeah, so then I came in last, and
they didn't leave much to the imagination.
No, they didn't.
It was rather graphic.
Sick bastards for mentioning that anyway.
The poor lad in the car.
Yeah, so I walked in, and this lad's dad just couldn't hold it together anymore.
He looks Corns in the eyes, looks down, looks back up, and just laughs.
And it was all right. But then for about a quarter of an hour afterwards, we were hunting for our clothes, which had been
the girls
hidden,
spread around the house.
Yes.
Which is why you shouldn't trust women. The moral of the story is, women are evil.
Yes.
The great three-knobheads moral of every episode.
And I didn't think of anything of this. Then I was in my physics class on the Monday, and then I heard some of the other lads who were there talking to a physics teacher about it, or at least I thought they were. And then she turns to me and goes, "Ben, is this true?" And then I go, "What? You mean what happened?" And then because I knew that they'd already been telling about it, I go, "What? You mean what happened on Saturday?" And then she just kind of looks at me, really shocked. And I'm kind of thinking, "Oh, it's not that big a deal." And then I later found out what they'd actually told her was that I had done it on my own, completely naked. So now my physics teacher probably thinks that I am a streaker who likes to go for naked midnight runs on my own round your various neighbourhoods. Look out for me.
Look out, kids. Come into a neighbourhood near you.
Ben and his floppy cock. On to the next one then, if that wasn't enough.
Yeah, this is my story, not that great, but it'll do. Basically, it was the day after we recorded the last three knobheads. I said I was going out the Friday night, we recorded it Wednesday. I said I was going out the Friday night, I was going to do something fucking stupid to make this show. However, the Thursday, the day after that episode, we're in college as normal, doing a long day, and we were told, right, you've got the afternoon off, lads. I thought, oh, yes. The downside, you've got to go and watch an amateur production of The Wizard of Oz at the Artrix. Okay, not so good. Go on our lunch break into town, and then we thought, right, this is going to be shite. The only way we can enjoy this is under the influence of something. And we couldn't get any crack dealers on short notice, so
They were all in the play.
you're not far off there. So we went to the Slug and Lettuce in Bromsgrove, and me and this other lad especially, but everyone was drinking. We were having pints. We had a few pints. He got there before me, but he had 2 more. And we got onto a topic, and I said, "Oh, I've never tried tequila." And he goes, "Oh, as good a time as any." Because why you have a normal one when you can do a double shot? Because it was 2 double shots was like a special offer for like a $5 or something. I can't remember. So we did all the licking the salt down in it, and then putting a lemon in your eye. I can't.
A lime up your ass.
We skipped that one out, but. So, and then it's dark in there. Walked outside, it was really fucking bright. And we'd skipped lunch to go and do this drinking, so we'd had nothing to eat since like 9 o'clock, getting on for 1. So, like, we just had like 4 pints and a double tequila shot. Walked back to the Arctics, just about. Went to the bar at the Arctics. Had a couple before it started.
Really didn't think the play was going to be very good.
Got in our seats, like, we didn't think the play was going to be that long. Christ. Like an hour and a half in. I don't know how many, I didn't count up, but I must have had like probably 5 points in this tequila and that. I've never needed a piss more waiting for this interval to come. Just sat there. And like everything they were saying on stage was like amazing. Even if it wasn't, the special effects, we were shouting like, yes, come on. They had like this fire trick to make the witch look like she had fire coming out her hands. I mean, it was like the cheapest trick ever, like, and we thought it was magic. Yeah, I needed a piss so bad, right? And the row in front of us was empty, except one fat woman sat in front of me. I couldn't climb over the seat to run out for a piss. I was on like the middle of the row. I was like, fucking hell. And when I say fat, I mean, I know I've got kind of fat now, but Jesus. These are the kind of women that need Google Earth to take a selfie. I mean, you'd need the Death Star to move this shit. So, climbing over the seat wasn't an option. So I had to wait till the interval. Second them curtains went down, fucking cock was out, running. no, okay, it weren't, but like, oh, bloody hell. Half-time interval, went back to the bar, obviously. Starting to wear off. And just bought a cider, big pint.
Top up.
Pint glass. And one of the lads from college comes out from the seats and goes, right, Steve, our lecturer, he wants you lot back in the seats now. Literally, as I'd just been served this cider. So I literally downed it, quickest I ever have. 2 seconds, it was gone. And then like this woman comes up to me and goes, yeah, you can take drinks in there, you know. Just look at this empty glass, just, bitch. It's gone, isn't it? It's gone. So we went in there and the same shit continued.
Did you get a rollicking for it or?
And when we got out, Steve just goes, I don't want to know, lads. I'll see you after the holidays. Just, I don't want to know. Because yeah, one guy there, I won't mention his name, but he was more fucked than me. And on the way home, I was in the same car as him. He was dangerous to be with. He was sat in the passenger seat. He was changing gear and shit. And, we were driving past this old couple. He opens the window and just goes, rah! And then they jump.
Oh my God.
Wild. And it was crazy.
It's kids like that that give like us like teenagers a bad name.
Well, yeah, but it was absolutely fucking hilarious. Oh my God. So
it's back to Ben for ridiculous story time.
Story.
I think
for a quick story.
It's Josh's turn.
Oh, is it my turn?
It's not, but it is.
Okay, it's gonna be. Well, it was New Year's Eve, and like many young people, I decided I was gonna get twatted.
As is tradition.
As is tradition. So we went to this party, and then I think I started off when I got there. There was a bit of vodka, so I started with a bit of that, which is never a great start.
Can only get worse from there.
Yeah, I had like my 4 cans of Strongbow, I was starting to feel a bit, you know. And after a few like the shots, like the mixed shots in the game we were playing, it was getting just slowly worse. And then I got this brilliant gift off Corn, shot Jenga, a genius idea, except if you're me. I was already pretty fucked, let's be honest. And like 10 shots in about as many minutes didn't help.
I didn't have to do a single shot playing for the same amount of time.
I was useless at it, but basically it was just horrific. I was like, no, I'm going to be sick. I walked to the back door, take the air in, get it into the lungs. You can feel it brewing, and I just turn around. The bathroom's right behind me. I start being sick at the door. Make it to the toilet just as the final bits spurt out. which is pretty grim. I was so drunk I couldn't really help to clean it up. Ben
For
had
all
to
you
look
people
after
that
me.
eat your tea,
I was-
between ovens.
I was Josh's carer.
He
for
was.
The night.
He's normally my carer, but
More so.
more so than usual.
You remember what you had for tea before you?
I did. I may have had noodles, and
Oh.
I haven't seen a noodle since, shall we say?
That bathroom floor.
That's my theory on how pot noodles are made. Just scrape up the rest of shit like that you
It's
produce.
the original curry flavour. It tasted just like that. It's great though.
Recycling.
But yeah,
Circle life.
I was only sick once again, and
Noodles everywhere.
thankfully I was only sick
Everywhere.
twice in the night, and the other one admittedly was in a bowl full of washing up. But that's
What? Wait, washing up that had already been done.
no,
No.
in the process
that's
of
alright.
it was in a watered bowl full of washing up, and someone was in the toilet.
The problem was that you couldn't put the sick down the sink because of all the washing up in there, which meant that the girl whose house it was had to wash up each individual plate and bit of cutlery and mug and every single thing in there one by one, like getting the sick out and washing the
covered
sick
in
off,
this shit
all
stuff.
covered in this shit. Every single bit of it.
Strangely, she hasn't spoke to me since. No, she hasn't.
Until
It's fine.
eventually it was empty, and then Josh started trying to, with his little finger,
Force the noodles
finger
down the
all of this brown shitty noodles through the plug hole, and then when it wasn't working,
Grab it out.
started scooping it up in his hands
Drop
and
it in the bin.
putting it in the kitchen bin.
Did anyone
Somehow-
supervise Corn while this was going on? Make sure he wasn't laying one out on the kitchen table.
But yeah, it was pretty bad. But somehow I wasn't the worst there. Somehow I wasn't. There was a worse lad than me, but we won't go into that. He was a bit sick down himself, but
The recycling bin.
oh yeah, which was full of recycling, so it has to be washed before it can be put out. So it was like double what I'd done. But yeah, that's the downside to alcohol. It makes you Superman, but you're violently sick.
That is one of the disadvantages.
And just a final one from Ben, I think, with his bird feeder.
Hasn't Cockers got anything today?
Con,
No, I've been good.
all Con's ever done is try to shit on a chair.
I won't say all, that's pretty bad.
Con's
Lifetime.
I've gotten my worst drunken story out of the way early, I think.
I think mine was just.
Mine's yet to come. I haven't done it yet.
Go on, Ben.
Oh, so I was at a party and we were playing dares, like spin the bottle, where we had to spin it and you had to decide who would get dared to do what, and then then you choose. Then that person had to choose if we wanted to dare them. So anyway, so then this kid, he had the bottle land on him, and he trusted me to come up with a dare for him. So I ended up making him put ice down his tits, down his crotch, down his ass crack, everywhere you can imagine. I subjected this poor lad to a lot of pain, and every single time that I had to do a dare, I didn't choose him because I thought he would want to get his revenge on me. But he kept on saying, pole dance on the bird feeder. Pole dance on the bird feeder. No, but he wasn't the one daring me, so I didn't have to do it. And then as we were doing it, we were getting more and more drunk, so we were drinking as we were doing it. By the end of the game, I thought, I feel quite bad that I made him have icy testicles. I thought, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna do it. So then I strolled up to the bird feeder, tore off all my clothes, saved my boxers. I'm not a whore. And I grabbed this pole feed bird. I grabbed this bird feeder
You imagine
by
it
its
was a
shaft, as though it's a pole, and then I grinded on that bitch. And there is a video, which hopefully none of you have ever find. But yeah, when people ask me what the dumbest thing I've done is, it's probably pole dancing on a bird feeder.
Yeah, that's up there.
And the worst thing is, I wasn't even dared to do it. I just did it for the hell of it.
Wow, you're a bigger slut than I imagined.
Thank you.
But yeah, I guess what we've learned from today is that women are evil. Ben's a bigger tart than any of us could ever be.
All Ben's drunken stories involve dicks and balls and ice.
And if
It just seems to be a common theme.
and the noodles and I just don't go.
And if you're eating a pot noodle, think of Josh.
Any theatrical performance is greatly enhanced by
By
the
alcohol.
consumption of alcohol.
Yeah,
And,
do it. Get absolutely rat-arsed, then go and see the shittest film out there at the minute.
I guess we have two challenges. There's that one, and there's just see what objects in the street that you can grind. Look out your window right now if you
Yeah.
buy one.
This is a new internet meme, the Ben grinder.
See that neighbour's car?
Grind everything.
If you see your neighbour's car like parked across the street, drop your trousers and just like rub your crotch up it. It's the challenge I've got for you today.
Wow.
But yeah, so I think that's it for an episode,
It
guys.
seems like, yeah.
That looks like the end of our Drunken Shenanigans special.
If you've got any better stories, do send us them in the comments. We are always wanting to hear of them, and we might share the best ones.
Tune in next week or whenever we decide to share it, because we're not really hot on that.
Yeah.
Like us on Facebook or check out our website. Comment anything you want us to read out. We'll read out any comment.
And everyone abuse Gabriel until he'll animate for us.
Yeah. And just share the show. We need more people to listen to it.
If you have friends,
Yeah.
no, not everyone does. So I appreciate
We
it.
don't
If
do
you
this
do,
just for the fucking fun of it.
share it.
We've got egos to feed, people.
But yeah, it's a goodbye from Josh.
Goodbye from Sam.
See ya.
And a goodbye from Gorn.
And we'll see you next time.